Welcome back to Morning Joy, where truth matters. I'm Keith Downey, your host, and I have the honor of welcoming Jacqueline Halbig Von Schleppenbach to our show this morning. Jacqueline is not only a founding member of the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast, but also a prominent figure in Catholic public policy through her work with Sovereign Global Solutions and her role in the International Catholic Legislators Network. Her insights into the intersection of faith and public life have made her a respected voice in Catholic circles. My goodness. Good morning and welcome to the show, Jacqueline.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be with you all. This is my first time with you, and it's really a joy to be able to speak about the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast to an audience that may not have heard about it. So
Exactly. And first off, I just want to say congrats, because for those out there listening, it is the 20th anniversary of the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast this year. But Jacqueline, for those that are listening, that like you said, you might not be familiar with this prayer breakfast, can you share with us the story behind the founding of the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast?
I would love to. Thank you. Well, some more than 20 years ago, I was a new convert to Catholicism, and I was, in love with and had the zeal of a new convert. And I have a mutual friend with several other friends who decided, Catholics need something like a prayer breakfast because, the evangelicals have like these wonderful gatherings that are so encouraging and uplifting to their faith and give them a lot of joy and camaraderie. And we don't really have anything like that. And as a convert from evangelicalism, I was like, yeah, that's right. We need that. And so it started by a guy named Ambassador Joseph Sella. He was not yet ambassador then. He's a recent ambassador. And his vision and mission was to do it in response to Pope John Paul II, I should say Saint Pope John Paul II's call for the new evangelization, and which is really basically to spread the gospel and to spread the faith in new ways, to reach new audiences, to bring it everywhere we possibly can in the means that we have, with the means that we have today. So we put that into motion, and since then it has grown in stature in Washington too, and it pulls in a crowd from all across the country, but for a great part of it, probably 60 to 70% of the people that attend are Washingtonians themselves, people who are in public policy and leadership roles, and have a great interest. Many are lay leaders and people who lead ministries of different sorts. Many different apostolates come. And actually, people who are not Catholic now come because they know it's a big deal and they actually really appreciate our orthodoxy. And so because the Catholic Church has so much depth and richness and history, and it's something that drew me to the faith in the first place, because we're connected right to we're the first church that the Lord himself created, and that's a big deal. And to go back to those roots is very exciting. And so we have an audience that captures many, many different Washingtonians, from members of Congress and members who are in government and so forth. So
wow. Well, a happy belated welcome home, by the way. That's exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're celebrating the 20th year. What can we expect to see exactly? Who do you have coming?
Well, our keynote clerical speaker, we always have one clerical speaker and one person who is a lay speaker. And that's usually the general thing that we do. We pump those two. But this year is so special because it is the 20th year. We've just had an election that was pretty momentous. It's also the 250th anniversary of this country coming up, which is also a big deal. And so all those things together, we just wanted to make it extra special. And we have Monsignor James Shea from the University of Mary. And if you all have not heard him, he is blow the doors off an amazing speaker. I mean, people from all walks of life Jewish, Christian, etc., think so. So I'm not the only one saying it because I'm Catholic and he's our speaker. He's just a fantastic speaker of our time in the church, probably one of the brightest lights we have. And so he's our keynote. We have something else that's very special. Many people know the actor and producer Eduardo Verástegui, who is the producer of Bella and also producer of the most recent The Sound of Freedom. And that was a blockbuster that was not expected by the mainstream media. And he is coming to lead us in prayer. He is going to lead us in the praying the Rosary, which was part of. He also ran for president of Mexico, by the way, and that was a big part of his running for president. He asked everyone to pray the Rosary with him, and so we're having him pray the Rosary the evening before, and also lead us in praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet at the breakfast itself. And so he's an amazing person, and we're really grateful that he's going to be joining us. And then we're also honoring a very special Catholic member of Congress, Chris Smith. He is going to be receiving our Lea Christi Fidelis Award, and he is he's just really a special person, but he has been at the forefront for 40 years fighting the fight on behalf of pro-life and the dignity of the human person. And that spans across not just pro-life legislation itself, but in addition to that, many different areas that he covers, including human trafficking and humanitarian aid, and trying to stop the persecution of Christians in the world. And so he's been just an amazing example and somebody who's very worthy of the cause. And then we'll have somebody else that's super special, whom we cannot announce until the last minute. So,
ooh, that's exciting.
So somebody very Washington. I'm just going to say that. Yeah. Okay. So we won't be able to say anything more than that, but that's hopefully keep you watching.
This is very cool. Very exciting. So over the 20 years, how has the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast evolved? Like, what would you say has been like the most significant impact on the Catholic community?
I think it has, to me, very fascinating. It has become the thing that people look forward to here in Washington, and in terms of Catholic events to go to. It's like become the signature Catholic event of Washington. So that's been something that's been super surprising to me. Having been there at the beginning when we had like 400 people signed up, and I was so frightened that we would, embarrass ourselves and so forth and not have enough people come. Well, Our Lady blew the socks off. The first event that we ever had, I remember praying so fervently to Our Lady of Good Remedy. I'm like, please let this go well, please send us many more people to come to our event, and sure enough, like overnight, like between like one day and like 24 to 36 hours later, we doubled in size such that we couldn't fit the room that we were at. And we had to beg the hotel for overflow space and big TVs and so forth. So now we just know better, and we have the event in giant spaces. So we always have it at a giant hotel. This year, though, because it's the 20th year and we expect even more people to attend, we were going to have it at the Washington Convention Center, which is a very big place. And so it's kind of evolved in that sense. It's also become this place of orthodoxy, you can really expect we're going to honor the Lord Jesus Christ here, and we are going to submit ourselves to him. It's a very special It's a very special event. There isn't an event like it. There is a national prayer breakfast, but this isn't like that. This is very specifically Catholic, and something that's very encouraging for Catholics. So
definitely. For those out there that are listening that maybe they aren't able to get to Washington this February to join this, can viewers see it even if they can't go to Washington?
Why, yes, I'm so glad you asked. EWTN will be showing it live. And then they often just show it again. They have it in the queue so that they will show it again at a couple of other times. But everybody can watch it online with EWTN, or on EWTN, I should say, if you have that on your television. And also, I think you can go online and watch it there. But in the meantime, for more exciting news and, different announcements that may be coming out, we'll be adding those to the website itself. You can go to www.catholicprayerbreakfast.com. Unusually, it is .com. It's not .org. So, I stress that. And you can buy your tickets there, or you can just see what's happening with it and see what happens afterwards. And then afterwards, we always also have video footage of the event. So if you want to hear a great speech, you can go there afterwards as well.
Awesome. Definitely. Well, I'm sure there's going to be inspiring speeches happening this year, as is always every year, it seems like. I was looking at the previous speakers, and it's just like powerhouse after powerhouse after powerhouse. It's just incredible.
Yes.
So, yes, we mentioned if you're interested in getting tickets or just getting a better idea and understanding of the Catholic Prayer Breakfast, make sure to go to, as Jacqueline said, CatholicPrayerBreakfast.com. And also, if you're wanting to watch, maybe you can't make it, Jacqueline also mentioned going to EWTN.com or wherever you're able to watch it on television, be able to catch some of that. But my goodness, thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining us and just helping us understand the Catholic Prayer Breakfast just a little bit better.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless you all.
God bless you too. And that is it for Morning Joy, where truth matters on this Friday edition. Now, there's a couple methods we can move forward with. Obviously, if you're going to be on the radio, listening on the radio, and the Holy Mass is coming up next, please pray for us. We will continue to pray for you and all of your intentions out there as we go into the weekend here. Otherwise, as I mentioned before, if you're on any of the social medias, hang tight. We're transitioning on over to our after show clubhouse, where we get to hang out with you kind of in a more relaxed environment, extend the conversation, and just debrief from today's edition of Morning Joy. But if this is us parting ways, we got to say God bless. Make it a joyful day and a joyful weekend, and we'll see you bright and early Monday morning for our anniversary week, 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern, here on Morning Joy, where truth matters.
This has been Morning Joy, where truth matters, hosted by Keith Downey. Take some joy with you today. Visit grnonline.com/joy to listen again, share a segment, or answer the question of the day. That's grnonline.com/joy.